It's your boy K-Dog here. It's a brand new day for a brand new video. And today we have a little fun one for you. A little quirky, little fun video for you today. It's gonna go off rails. It's not your usual, but I decided why not have fun with you guys out there? It's always good to have fun. So, what is this video about? Well, as you can tell from the title, it's a question I want to pose to all of you, and I'm going to answer it myself as well. I'm going to give you my answers as well. I'd like to hear some of your answers, so please comment down your answers. The question is, if you were running your own promotion, right? You're running your own wrestling promotion, and every single currently active wrestler is a free agent, and you get first crack at signing 10 wrestlers, just 10. You only get 10 wrestlers. The rest of them have to be local talent. Which 10 wrestlers will you sign to be the face of your company, or the driving force of your company to help, elevate your company? Because the rest of them are all just local talent, right? From wherever you are, that's the rule. So which 10 wrestlers will you sign? It could be any wrestlers from any country, any promotion, because again, there's no rules here. It's everybody's a free agent. Every currently active, remember this, currently active wrestler is a free agent, and you get first crack at it. Well, let me give you my answers to what my 10 would be. And I'm going to go through each one of them and explain to you as to why each one of them are my decision. First pick would be Minoru Suzuki. Why Minoru Suzuki? Well, obviously, Minoru Suzuki is a big name in Japan. He's a legend. He's still active, and he still gets the crowd going. Every time he's at a show, what do the crowd chant? Murder, Grandpa, and they're chanting his name. And they chant Suzuki. So he's very over for being a 50-plus-year-old wrestler compared to some of the other older Japanese wrestlers. Suzuki still has a huge hold in the whole world within Japan, UK, US, Canada, Mexico, Australia. He's still very recognizable. But again, he's more for the hardcore fans, not the casual fans. But you need names for the hardcore fans, because that's what's going to drive you the attention and the eyes. The casual to watch 1 or 2 or 3, maybe like 2 months and then leave. The hardcore fans, once they love your promotion, they're hooked for almost life. Right? So that's why I would go Minoru. Also, Minoru Suzuki is crazy. I like crazy. It'll drive people crazy, right? His style is just everything. So that's why he would be my first pick. Next is Konosuke Takeshita. Now, some people have had their doubts on Konosuke Takeshita when he first came. I didn't. I knew exactly everything with Konosuke Takeshita. Because, look at this. Kenny Omega put his stamp on Konosuke Takeshita way back in DDT Pro Wrestling and begged Tony Khan to sign him to AEW. So he came over to AEW under the stamping of Kenny Omega. And also during his time in DDT Pro Wrestling, when his debut, check this out, his debut match against Hiroshi Tanahashi in DDT Pro Wrestling, Tanahashi wanted to be his debut point. So that tells you right there he was going to be a star, and he is a star. He's like the talk of the town. So if I bring Konosuke Takeshita over, he's the talk of the town. Everyone will be like, oh my God, Konosuke Takeshita. Holy crap, he's in what promotion? He's the talk. Everyone, all the diehard, hardcore wrestling fans talk about Konosuke Takeshita. Even casual fans have questioned, who is Konosuke Takeshita? What is the point of Konosuke Takeshita? Should I? He's raised questions. Like, I've had a couple of friends that are casual fans and are asking, like, yo, what's up with this Konosuke Takeshita? I'm hearing a lot. So, he brings buzz to your promotion, and he's young. He's only 28 years old, so that's young. You need young, high, mega star talent, and he's one of them. Next, we got Kenny Omega, the Cleaner. Well, the Cleaner is this generation's, this era's Hulk. Well, I don't even want to say that because he's a piece of crap, garbage human being, but He is this generation's version of what Hulk Hogan was in the 80s, or what Stone Cold and The Rock were in the 90s, right? Now, obviously, is he to that level of where every casual in the world knows the name? No, but to hardcore fans, he is on that level. And any promotion he goes to, as soon as he's on the card, boom, draws a crowd. And he, like, a perfect example will be, take a look at this year's Wrestle Kingdom 19, right? Not as many views. It's more the hardcore New Japan fans, such as myself, right? But then the AEW New Japan Dynasty show happened, right? Guess what? Kenny Omega was on the card. Guess what? Eyes all of a sudden have. Now, obviously, there's going to be eyes for sure because it's AEW and New Japan. But the Kenny match had the most views as far as clips go, YouTube goes, repeats go, live watches. So it tells you that Kenny Omega draws a lot of attention from fans alike. And he's growing on the casual audience too, because I have friends that are casuals and are knowing who Kenny Omega is the past year or two, right? So he would really draw a huge crowd. And I could even sit there and say Kenny Omega could be my face, like the face of my promotion, like the guy that I make him like my top talent guy, you know? And no one will disagree with that decision, right? Next, we got Will Ospreay. Yes, Will Ospreay is a draw for the hardcore fans. I know. So far, you're seeing my list, and my list is very generated towards hardcore wrestling fans, not so much casuals. Again, I've already stated this earlier in the video that hardcore fans are the ones that draw you the consistency, while the casual will watch here or there, maybe this one, maybe that one, maybe here, maybe there, maybe up, maybe down. Or they will watch 1 month, 2 months, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, up until a pay-per-view, up until a special event, and then you won't hear of them for like months on end, years on end, right? But the hardcore crowd will be like, yo, I gotta watch this all the time. Every day. If I'm able to, I'm going to. I'm gonna make sure I'm free to watch this. This came to my city. I want to make sure I get tickets if I can afford the tickets. I want to go and buy tickets to go see these wrestlers in this promotion, you know? So that's why I geared more towards the hardcore. I know some people might look at it differently, that the casuals, there's way more casual eyes one time, but this is why Will Ospreay is great, and everybody knows Will Ospreay. You know, Will Ospreay is a highlight reel. Who doesn't want highlight reel 101 in their promotion? I know I do. And also, Will Ospreay, come on. Will Ospreay is very, very well known, not only in Japan and UK, but he's also well known in the United States. He's well known in Canada. He's well known in Australia. Why? Because he wrestles in the US right now. He's wrestled in Australian promotions as well. So he's known worldwide, not just in the two major promotions that he's done most of his career, right? So he has international eyes, like, you know, Kenny Omega does, or like Minoru Suzuki does, right? Konosuke Takeshita is building that, but so you see where I'm going with it. I'm going for internationally recognized by the hardcore wrestling fans. Next, we have the Architect, the Messiah, Seth freaking Rollins. Come on. Who doesn't know Seth Rollins? If you watched promotions like WWE, you know Seth Rollins no matter what. Everybody knows Seth Rollins. Everybody knows that Seth Rollins is possibly, yes, Roman Reigns is the better of the Shield members, but Seth Rollins is more all around better. So he's a perfect pick to be another guy who could potentially be like, you know, if it's not Kenny who's going to be the face of my company, it could just be Seth freaking Rollins. Well, at that point, I'd get rid of the freaking and just call him Seth Rollins, you know? Or, you know, so these two can fight out. And plus, dream match, everybody, the number one, think about this, the number one dream match from wrestling fans alike, me included, because when I brought this up, so many fans talk about this. I posted this in a forum many years ago, before AEW was even a thing. So many people said, yes, Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega is like the dream match. So many YouTubers have talked about Kenny Omega versus Seth Rollins. It's like the dream match of all dream matches because they both have a very, very similar style and they mesh very well with each other and have a lot of chemistry if you put them together. So it's perfect to have Kenny Omega and Seth Rollins and my promotion at the top of the card. Yes, I have young guys that I can build to take those positions later on, but for now, to build the promotion can be around Kenny Omega and Seth Rollins, you know? You're not, and I know you agree that I'm not wrong about it. It's a good choice to bring Seth Rollins into my promotion. Next, we go into a little bit of a different route. Something a little bit off that a lot of people might not think about it. Because you need a variety, and in today's wrestling, they treat it like a variety as weight class variety, style variety, if you will. And that's why I would sign Hiromu Takahashi. Yes, I know some of you who saw my top 10 favorite wrestlers. I know you guys know Kenny Omega's on my list and Hiromu Takahashi is also on that list. I get it. I totally understand. But it has nothing to do with being on that top 10 list. It's more because Hiromu brings the junior division, the lighter division, the cruiserweight, the lightweight division. I'm going to say junior division because that's what they say in Japan and they say in the UK. I know. So we'll just call it like the junior, the smaller guys, you know. I could build a division around it because that's where a lot of the promotions have been going in the past years because they've been following in footsteps of what Japan and UK has done for many years, where they have the smaller division and the bigger and the heavyweight division, right? So I could build something like that as well. It also gives fairness in style. And then if these wrestlers choose to want to put weight, they can. Like if you look at back in the days with WWE, like someone like Christian, who used to be a light heavyweight guy. Then he put on a little bit of weight, moved into the heavyweight division, you know? It's things like that. Or like in New Japan and Pro Wrestling Noah, where these wrestlers, I know other promotions in Japan don't really do that a lot, but more so New Japan and Noah do it, where if you're a junior heavyweight, you can put on some weight and go into the junior division. Now, New Japan has an open weight division where you don't have to be a heavyweight, but you just can't compete for the heavyweight titles, you know. But for me, Hiromu would be like my guy because other than El Desperado, he's considered like the current generation's top face of the junior division in New Japan and Japan as a whole in Japanese pro wrestling, right? El Desperado is catching up there, but that's why I would take Hiromu Takahashi because, well, he's all around rounded, and not only that, Hiromu Takahashi has stated that he'd like to be an open competitor, meaning he wants to hit that sweet spot where he could compete for a heavyweight and a junior. So I could play with that as well with Hiromu because he's giving me options, if you will. Lastly, because I'm also, here's another rules I forgot to mention. Another rule is tag teams can come together as one signee, because when you sign a tag team, you don't sign them as individuals. You sign as individual wrestlers. You sign them as one contract, one tag team, and then you tell them, we're paying this tag team this much, so you split it amongst them, right? So my last singles competitor would be Jay White. Jay White was like the big name in New Japan when Kenny Omega left. He was like hotter than hot. He was catching up to, Kazuchika Okada, right? He was catching up to him. Then he comes to AEW. Tony Khan doesn't know what to do with him, and hardcore fans still cry and still root for him. People know who he is. They root for Jay White. They root for the Switchblade. You have Switchblade on your promotion. Oh my God! People will go, woo-hoo! It's the Switchblade. Woo! And I'm like, I know. Switchblade, Jay White. And also, he's done everything and he could be that guy where he's like upper mid-carder guy chasing to viably be on top of the company. You know, he could be that guy and you'll be great. And he's a veteran along with a few other veterans. Come on. Who doesn't want Jay White on their promotion? I know I do. Now we go into tag teams. We have 3 spots and I saved them for tag team because I'm a huge fan of tag team wrestling. I love tag team wrestling. So I thought, you know what? I have to sign at least 3 tag team guys. My first tag team is FTR. Come on. The most over tag team right now is FTR. Why don't you want the most over tag team right now? Come on. They remind you of the old school Jim Cornette, Jim Crockett days of, Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express. They give you that vibe and people love it. And that's why they're the number one most over tag team currently in the year of 2025 and this generation, this era of professional wrestling. They are the number one tag team for a reason. And why wouldn't you sign the number one tag team? If you love tag team wrestling and you want to build a huge tag team division, why not have FTR as your number one tag team, as your it tag team to hold the fort for the tag team division? It makes perfect sense. You could put them as face, you can put them as heels. They work both ways. People love them either way, Top guys out. Next we have the Young Bucks. Yes, they're my favorite tag team. Yes, I'm being biased. I know. I'm being biased, but everybody knows the Young Bucks. Who doesn't know the Young Bucks? Even casual fans know the Young Bucks. Not special, not like limited casual fans. We're talking about like casuals, right? Hardcore fans love them. They get heat. They get love. They get everything. Right now, people say, F the Young Bucks. Young Bucks suck. Why? Because that's what they're supposed to do. They got you to chant what they want. They got so over with you, with the crowd. They did. They got the crowd reacting. That's what they do. Plus, it's biased. They're my favorite tag team of all time. Am I not going to sign my favorite guy? Obviously. I'm being biased here. Now, you guys are thinking why I didn't sign The Miz or CM Punk or Bryan Danielson. Come on. They're too old. They're done. The Miz, he's happy with being mid-carder, and he's like, this is the final contract, so he's slowing down. I don't want him. CM Punk, too old. Bryan Danielson, I'm not signing an on-call wrestler. But the Young Bucks, come on. I'm being biased, and I'm okay with it. I'm admitting my biasness. I'm showing my bias. Last, Catch 22. Who is Catch 22, by the way, for some of you who don't know? TJP and Francis Akira. Who are they, you ask? Two members of United Empire. TJP currently the flag bearer and Francis Akira being a build-up name in there. Now he's like up there in United Empire. They're a great tag team. Amazing tag team. I love them. I'm a big fan of TJP. I've been a big fan of TJP for a long time. When he came to WWE, I kind of fell off of him because WWE kept throwing him on 205, and I was like, I don't watch 205. I don't. Why? Why? But when he left, I rewatched him again. Why? Because I love TNA. I love New Japan. There's your answer. But yeah, they're a great tag team. You guys got to give Catch 22 a chance. So those are my three tag teams. And plus, Catch 22, you got to have a veteran, another veteran in the tag team division. Obviously, all of mine are veterans, plus a young gun in, well, is he a young gun? He's a mid-gun. I'm not even going to call him a young gun. I'm going to call him a mid-gun. A mid-gun in Francis Akira. So there's my signing. That's my 10 picks for my promotion. 10 guys I would sign to a promotion if I were to run a promotion. Now, again, the rules state everybody's a free agent. Everyone in the world of professional wrestling that's currently active is a free agent, right? And if you sign a tag team, that's one slot because they're signed together as one. No factions. Factions are not allowed because it would be kind of cheating. I was thinking about it, but I'm like, no, factions are illegal. You either have to sign the tag team. You can't go and say, like, I want United Empire's Hinare and I want Jeff Cobb. No. They're not a tag team. It's only Catch 22 and then Jeff Cobb and Callan Newman. Those are the two tag teams out of the Catch, But, or like, I want Los Ingobernables de Japón. I want Shingo Takagi and Tsuji. You can't do that because the tag team there is Naito and Hiromu. So you have to know if you want somebody from a faction, you have to look at who's the tag team of it. So that's where I'm like, I think it's more fair to leave it as singles and tag teams are as one signing. 10, everybody currently active is a free agent. Let me know in the comment section below your picks and let me know, do you think my picks are good? I think they're good. Now, if you guys love wrestling, you guys like video games, and you guys like movies, well, This is the channel for you. You see over here? Over here. I'm looking over. Right there. Somewhere here I'm looking. Thank you. Thank you. You clicked it. There you go. You clicked it. It turned gray. I just saw the subscribe button turn gray. And now hit the bell button to be notified when we upload new videos. And share this video around. Share it everywhere. Tell all your friends about Retromania Toronto. Share everything we do here. Share all these videos. Anyways, remember, as always, enjoy life. Keep on collecting. We'll see y'all for another video.